back on, established, good. Technical difficulties, I apologize. Let's get it going. So let's grab the book of Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel chapter, what is it? Ezekiel chapter 3, give me verse 1. It's Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1. We're going to talk about, it's important that we understand our history. We didn't get here. We didn't get here just, you know what I'm saying, by chance. A lot of people try to tell you we got here by chance. They just pick. So look, it's a lot of us, right? And they'll try to tell you that that we sold ourselves into slavery, right? They'll try to tell you that this African sold another African into slavery. Just make it that simple. While that's true, African sold another African into slavery. We wasn't no regular African. We wasn't a run-of-the-mill African. We wasn't a stereotypical, I'm chasing a darn lion and riding on the back of a darn monkey. You know what I'm talking about?
They're not looking at the detail.
It's detail in Africa as a whole continent. You know what I'm saying? We Hebrews. We came from the furthest north and the furthest east of Africa. You know what I'm talking about? We were born out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Then we went up to Israel, had our nation. Then the Most High God scattered us from our nation. That's what we're about to talk about, right? And that's how we made it over into West Africa. Then you had Muslims that came over and took over the places. Now, I admit, you can find records of some of our people converting to Islam. And you can find some of our records, just like now, some of our people being successful in running kingdoms. And in that, when slavery came about, you can find records of some of our people selling some of our people. Right? You can't find it. But that's an exception. You know what I'm talking about? That thing ain't like, that wasn't the norm. That was the exception. And the ones that did it under the threat of Islam. Right? They're sellouts. Just like we got sellouts. Nothing's changed. We got sellouts in the book. We got sellouts right now. And we got sellouts in our history. Right? That part don't change.
It's tough to be a Hebrew.
It's tough to be a darn Hebrew. Right? Somebody could dangle that thing in front of you like, listen now. Your life can be all right. You just got to trade his life. That's a hard choice. I don't even know him. Or maybe I do know him, but I don't even mess with him like that. Or maybe I do mess with him like that, but this is my wife and child. Right? Who I choose? We all gonna die on account of you? Nah, that don't make no sense. Go ahead and take it. It take a different level of integrity. I mean, you might have to have something inside you. You might have to have like a God. A lot of people ain't got no God. Like, but I made a post, you know what I'm saying? These people said, he said, you know what I'm saying, y'all accuse me of being in the cult, you know what I'm saying? And then y'all dress up like goblins and demons and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but that's the mind of these people. I was in there at work, I was talking to them, and they was like, yeah, what are you gonna be for Halloween? I was like, oh, I don't celebrate that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh. And then they start talking about Christmas. Are you taking Christmas off? I was like, no, y'all can have that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all good.
Right.
She was like, you're not like taking Christmas off or anything? Like no time at all? I'm like, no, I might be here for the whole month of December. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't know none of them days. She was like, oh, you don't celebrate Christmas either? I was like, no. Then another girl kind of, you don't celebrate Christmas? But you have kids. I was like, that's the main reason. You know what I'm saying? I tell her, that's the main. She was like, oh. And the other girl came back, don't worry, we still love you. I'm like, I still love y'all. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? I was like, so I looked at her, I was like, you have to understand, like, your kids now are going to have to battle through that lie that you tell them. I was like, no offense now. You can't, you do what you want to do. I'm not trying to tell you, but I'm just like, your kid's going to have to battle through it. Like, your kid's going to have to come to terms like, oh, mom told me a friendly lie. It's just out of play, just for family. They going to understand that part. But then it's like when they get to a point where they disagree with you about what's family, what's friendly, what's okay, what's not, then that's when everything comes into question. What other lies have mom told to me that she think is okay? Because this other thing that she thought was okay, I don't like it. So what else that I don't like that she thought was okay and she told me a lie about? And then your child mistrusts you. I ain't got to worry about that. My child might disobey me, might rebel against me, might do a whole bunch of stuff. Guess what? They ain't gonna have no grounds to mistrust me. They ain't gonna have no grounds that ain't never told me a lie. He never even told me a little white lie just to make it fun for me. He always told me straight up. Whether it hurt my feelings, whether I liked it, whether it embarrassed me, Pops always, it's a host of reasons my kids ain't gonna like me. Right? Let me tell you one they ain't gonna have no problem with. Man ain't never lied to me though. Man ain't never lied to me. That thing is just not gonna happen. Oh no, I still love y'all. What you talking about? We do this thing right over here. These people don't make no darn shit. They confused. They don't have it. Who gonna teach them it? Who gonna teach people the book? Who gonna teach them that we came from our first king, whose name was King Saul? Most High God took it away from him. Why? Because he did exactly what God said? Took it away because of disobedience. Who gonna teach the people that? Who gonna teach that the man told him, man, listen, the sin of rebellion is just like witchcraft? Who gonna tell him? Who gonna tell him that God gave him a strict commandment? Kill them all. Our God. Strict commandment. Kill every one of them. And because he spared the king, Most High God said, oh yeah, the kingdom ripped from you. Who gonna tell them how serious our God is? Oh, no. They God would never tell anybody to kill anybody. Now I ain't trying to advocate, you know what I'm saying, go out here and kill nobody because he ain't told us to do that. I'm just saying we got to know the character of our God. That's not straight. If I tell you to do it, you better do it. I don't care what it is. Ain't nobody gonna tell these people. Ain't nobody gonna tell us that the kingdom was given to David, and David was a young boy when the kingdom wasn't it. More God prophesied the kingdom given to you when he is a young boy. When did he actually get it though? That boy was much older when he got it. That boy was sitting there knowing he was supposed to be king according to God's word. He had to trouble and travail day and night against Saul for years before he actually became king. Wars, battles, fights, backbiting, traitors, all types of stuff he got to deal with. Who gonna tell the people this is the route? Who gonna tell the people after David then he had a son named Solomon? He tried to set it up for him. Solomon got it. Solomon had it all. He is set up. Privilege. Right? Richest man ever. Most High God said, you know what? Because you asked for wisdom, I give you the richest too. Hooked him up. Who gonna tell him that from that? Solomon had a whole bunch of women. Just like his pops did. Right? Had a whole bunch of women. And who gonna tell him that the Most High God told him that you gonna have all them women and end up serving their gods? And that's exactly what he did. Start buying stuff for their idols. Then the kingdom got split. We had one united kingdom. Right? I ain't talking about the UK. I ain't talking about these hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about we was the real united kingdom. Right? And they split us. Most High God split us. Right? Who gonna tell them that Jeroboam created his own holidays like Christmas, like Halloween? Halloween it's called Day of the Darn Dead. Grab Isaiah for me. We're gonna come back to Ezekiel. These people just don't know what they darn worship. It's Isaiah chapter 8. Give me verse 14. What I want, verse 7? No, I want 14, don't I? This is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 14.
I think it's 20.
No, 20 is what I want, but I want to read down.
16.
16?
Yeah.
It's Isaiah chapter 8, verse 16. What's the book say?
Bind up the testimony. Seal the law among my disciples.
Seal the law amongst my Christians.
Among my disciples.
Why would you talk to me about a Christian? How a Christian gonna have anything to say about Kanye? All of them darn hypocrites. I blew their mind the other day, didn't I? I had Christian like him up, like say it again from the back. I say, oh, po little ting. You don't know what I'm darn talking about. I set they butt up. I was like, yeah, you know, I was like, I see people. I just saw that post. Cause it was a Christian. He gonna say Kanye West is the Antichrist. And it's it's a devout Christian. Pastor and everything. I want to be pastor, whatever he is. I don't mean to disrespect the man, but whatever he is. You know what I'm saying? He said Kanye West is the Antichrist. Now, while I agree with him, the nerve of you to say it. What is he doing that's Antichrist that you ain't doing? He doing a way better version of you. The nerve of you. To me, I'm offended. I've been calling y'all Antichrist for years. And he the best version of y'all, and you gonna call him Antichrist. It just ain't fair to me. I tell you, it's not fair. I was like, the nerve of y'all to say this. That man is a Christian. He's the best Christian I ever seen. You embrace him. You know what I'm saying? He Christian jump on the post. Hey man, you said what? I said at the bottom, I was like, now, for all you non-Christian, I was like, for all you Bible-believing non-Christians, I agree with you. He's an antichrist. You know what I'm saying? They ain't read that far down. They just I said, good. Even the Hebrew, there's a Hebrew on there. I'm trying to figure out how you can say that he a Christian when the man is a hypocrite, this, that, another. I was like, that's my point. He's like, no, I still don't get it. I'm like, listen, bro, just read the post really slowly. You'll be okay. No, but I was like, don't even worry about it, bro. You know, don't even worry about it. The Hebrews tell you still, that's my boy, but you still a Christian too.
Yeah.
You still a Christian too. That thing shouldn't, let me tell you, somebody call somebody else a Christian, guess what happened to me? Darn nothing. You know what I'm saying? That thing don't faze me at all. I be like, ooh, what was that that flew past my head?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That thing like a bullet flying right past your head.
I see posts on the day, I just start cracking up sometimes.
Oh yeah, you talking about the Christian? Oh, that thing ain't got nothing. You talking about Christians? Oh, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't even in the conversation.
There was a lady at work. She was like, I heard you a Christian. I was like, no. She was like, you're not a Christian? I was like, no. She was like, so, you don't believe in God? I was like, no, I believe in God. She was like, but you're not a Christian? I was like, no. I was like, I just read the Bible and believe everything that's in it.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, okay.
But isn't that a Christian? Quite the contrary.
They don't know. Nobody never showed
Quite the
that.
contrary.
They don't know.
Boy, if I had $1 for every Christian I met that believe the Bible,
If you cold, get that shirt.
I'd still be darn broke.
What you say?
If I had $1 every time I met a Christian that believed the Bible, I'd still be darn broke.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because when you really get into deep with them, they'll start saying, well, you know, the Bible was
Oh no, these people don't believe nobody.
That's when
No,
all
it
else
was
failed.
it was just written at that time during that day. But listen, we can beat up on them and all that, and I love talking about some darn Christian. That ain't good for my soul talking about some darn Christian. But at the end of the day, the reality is, who gonna teach them? Who gonna tell them this stuff? Don't nobody had a heart to stand up, and some of these pastors know. And don't nobody had a heart to stand up and just be like, nah, a lot of this stuff doesn't matter. You ain't got no business celebrating Christmas.
Yeah, I told somebody today, I was like, no, it's just not in the Bible, and I don't like to perpetuate lies. She was like, really? It's not in the Bible? I was like, no, it's not Jesus' birthday. I was like, Jesus not really, that's not really what the man's called. She was just like, really? I was like, no, you won't find it anywhere in the Bible. I was like, as a black guy being in this country, having everything about your history ripped away from you, I just tend to stick to what my ancestors did.
All right.
Long story short. She was like, I can respect that.
I bet you can. Everybody, the truth is, everybody can respect it. It's a respectable position.
I got people that work and stuff, they don't believe nothing, but they respect. They know that.
You know what's hard though? Having to let go of what you want to do, right? And so when you have something that shine light, and you in darkness, and that thing gets to shining on you, you gotta reject it. You gotta do whatever you can to get out that light until you don't want to be in darkness no more. Now, once you don't want to be in darkness, you love the light, right? You get a criminal, he caught in the act of the crime. He don't want no darn light. But the person getting robbed, guess what? You love the light. Please shine the light over here. And that's the difference. Some people getting robbed and some people robbing. Some people getting over. Most of our God say, wherever you call that, you know what I'm saying? Wherever I darn catch you, that's what you is. Don't let the man catch you in sin. Don't let the man catch you out there hypocriting. There's a whole book here to guide you and just get under somebody that teach you. And you may not like me, you may not, I'll tell you what though, I'll teach you the darn book. The book can get taught. Just put up with me until you find somebody else that'll teach you. Just don't sit out here over a personality, over a difference, have your butt going to hell. That don't make no darn sense. Well, you ain't the only one. I ain't saying I'm the only one teaching, right? That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, I don't believe you met anybody else. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying I don't believe you come across in your lifetime anybody else teaching the truth. For a fact, I know I have. Outside of the people I mess with. Right? If I found them, believe me, I'll be amicable with them. And if they're a teacher, I'm probably going to be, if they're a teacher in Las Vegas, I'll probably be sitting under. You teaching it right, and you in my town, trust me, listen, I do not want to have to. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't got it, y'all know I'm darn lazy. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't got a darn teacher, let me tell you something. I'll be sitting right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, brother, that's right.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Tearing them on. I mean, that's right, brother. You know what I'm talking about? Be right there. Right? Why are we sitting here playing? Get the word. Who gonna teach us about our history? Who gonna teach that Nebuchadnezzar controlled the entire world? For what reason? Because the Most High God said he could. Most High God gave it over to him. Right? Who gonna teach us how we got into Babylon? How he took the good of our people. He didn't take the poor, he left the poor. He took the good of our people. Who gonna teach us that they told us that Ezekiel? This is Ezekiel chapter 3. It's Ezekiel chapter 3. Give me verse 1. We're gonna try to shoot through this.
Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest. Eat what you find. Eat this roll. And go speak unto the house of Israel.
That's right.
So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man,
cause
thy belly to eat, and fill your bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness.
But when he ate it, it was like honey for sweetness. That thing was sweet. But what happened in the belly?
And he said unto me, Son of man.
I'm confused now with Revelation.
Yeah,
That's all right. Keep going.
Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak with my words unto them. For you are not sent to a people of a strange speech.
He said, you are not sent to a people of a strange. Listen to what the man said. He gave the man a vision, right? And in the vision, he said, here goes this roll, these words, right? This book. Go ahead, eat it. He ate the book, and the man was like, that thing tastes sweet. That thing was sweet to him. He said, this is a good word, right? Then he said, okay, now go take that word and go tell it to the people. And then he said after that, because you not going to a people of strange words. In other words, you going to people, you speak the same language as these boys, right? But watch what he say next.
You are not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel.
To the house of Israel.
Not to many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words you cannot understand. Surely I had sent you to them, they would have listened unto me.
Right? He said, if I sent you to the foreigners, if I sent you to another country, them boys would listen to what you're talking about. But because I'm sending you to the people that speak the same language as you boys ain't gonna have nothing to do with you.
Your brothers.
It ain't gonna have nothing to do with it. What that sound like?
A prophet is not without respect, except for.
He said a prophet is without honor. I mean, is not without honor except in his own country.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, Yahushua talking. Where you think Yahushua got it from? He told him, had I sent you somewhere, man, listen, if I sent you somewhere else, don't you know that these boys will listen to you? These boys would have did what you said. They ain't gonna do it now.
But the house of Israel will not hearken unto me, for they will not hearken unto me. Unto you. They will not hearken unto you, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-headed. Behold, I have...
What does impudent mean?
Disrespectful?
Nah, impudent mean impenetrable. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They got, you know what I'm saying? They hard to the point where you can't get through to them. Right? Them boys are hard-headed. Right? Read it again.
For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-headed. Behold, I have made your face strong against their faces and forehead strong against their foreheads.
That's what it takes. These people will bite against you and fight against you and tear you down and do whatever they can. That's what it takes. You understand that? Do you understand, like, you got this ADOS movement? Everybody is against. Whenever something even seem right, you have to understand, like, the play, right? We kind of know where things are going, right? We know that eventually Most High God gonna get us out of here, right? And for us to get out of here, we know that we got to know where we come from, right? So you kind of know the play. So when you get people that get to talking about lineage, right? That's what ADOS is all about. We're descendants of the slaves, right? It's not about race. It's not about color, skin color. It's not about any of that. It's about lineage, right? Then they start separating themselves from Caribbeans and now, although people, if you take the lineage far enough back, same people, right? But they thinking lineage to separate themselves from people who would usually be included with them, right? Once we get to thinking like that and we trace our lineage back to slaves in America, the next logical thing is to do what?
What happened before that? Right?
What happened to the slaves? Okay, so we got our reparation from America now. I want to know more about what happened to my lineage. We traced it back to, what else happened? Oh, we Hebrews. Oh, you Caribbeans is just like, oh, you, oh, we all the same people. Oh, we ain't gonna say Hebrews. Yeah, you know what we gonna call it? Ebos. We Ebos. Okay, but Ebo, where Ebo? Come, let's see if we can trace it back a little farther. Oh, Ebos was, oh, they Hebrews. Right? Nah. Whenever something get too close, everybody against it. So now if you go online, this, that, another, everybody, they called us Russian. But you know that whenever these Democrats, whenever something happen, they don't like it, oh, you a Russian. That's their new thing now. You a Russian. They don't like it, your butt is a Russian. They call black folks on Twitter Russian bots on national television. And keep doing it. Russian bots. I said, oh, this stuff is just getting out of hand. It ain't just Trump. That's the answer for everything. It's a one lady, Tulsi Gabbard, right? And she called out, you know, we talk about when before the end of the world comes, it's gonna be somebody who's gonna raise out of the Turkey area. You know what I'm saying? The area, because that's where Yavon is, where the Bible prophesies that Daniel tells us. He tells us that it's gonna be a horn of Greece, and the word Greece is translated to Greece, but the real word is Yavon. It's gonna be a horn of Yavon that rises up in the latter days, right? So we know that it's going to be some type of king, some type of ruler that comes from the area of Turkey. Well, right now it's a ruler in the country of Turkey. His name is Erdogan, right? Right? So his name is Erdogan. He's a Muslim, but he plays it cool. He's the president of Turkey. Plays it cool. Now, everybody kind of knows that his ultimate goal is to set up what the Muslims call a caliphate, right? A caliphate is like a Muslim rulership, you know what I'm saying? Like a religious kingdom, you know what I'm saying? So a caliphate, an example of somebody else trying to set up a caliphate was ISIS, right? They say ISIS was trying to take over the whole region of Israel and Syria and a few of Lebanon, all those places over there, and they wanted to set up that whole area and rule it as a caliphate. And you would have one man that's called a caliph, right? So he's kind of like the religious king, you know what I'm saying? So Erdogan wants to be that. He wants to be the caliph, you know what I'm saying? So everybody kind of knows it. Nobody talk about it though, right? He kind of like friends with America sometimes, maybe kind of, but nobody really talk about it. So you got this one girl, one lady, I don't even call her a girl, one woman, she calls herself, her name is Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard comes out and says flat out, everybody know what Erdogan trying to do, right? She running for president. Everybody know what Erdogan trying to do. He want to set up a caliphate. He wants to be the caliph. You know what I'm saying? Y'all over there playing patty cake, right? Trump stopped the war from happening over there because that would help him. Well, he didn't stop the war. He got us out of the war. He got America out of the war. Good move, right? You don't want to be a part of that foolishness over there. You don't want to help them do what they trying to do. Good move. Tulsi used to be in the military. She's for that move. She like, don't do it, right? These Democrats completely against her and Trump. So she's a Democrat, right? She's running for president to try to beat Trump. She don't mess with Trump. They called her a Russian bot. Hillary Clinton, she came out. Hillary Clinton ain't even in the race yet. She ain't even in the race. She come out. She say, well, you know, the Russians have their own person in the Democratic Party, and they're supporting her because, you know, she's a Russian, or, you know, she's an asset to the Russians. That's their thing. They don't like you. You're a Russian. They had this man under investigation. He gonna be in investigation for 4 straight years, right? They accused him of meddling in the election. They couldn't prove that he did it. Then they started a new investigation on the man after that. He gonna be in investigation for 4 straight years, and they not even hiding what they doing. They'll be on national television and be like, if we don't get him impeached, then he's gonna win the next election. And remember, they're accusing him of meddling in the election. They started fake investigations just to shut the man up, and still gonna get washed. And the whole world do with it, but who gonna teach the people? Who gonna talk to the people? The whole world is controlled right now by outrage. He said this. She said this. They did this. So they take your emotions, your anger, and then manipulate it with you. Show it on TV over and over again. Same thing with us. Right? They show this stuff on TV. When they want us to move a certain way, they just show something on TV. Trump said this. He said that. Get everybody riled up. Just try to make us move. Can't do that stuff, man. This is Ezekiel. Where we at?
Behold, I have made your face strong against their faces,
You got to have a strong face against these people.
and your forehead strong against their foreheads.
Mm-hmm.
As an adamant harder than flint have I made your forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I speak unto you, receive in your heart, and hear with your ears.
That's right.
And go, get thee to them of the captivity unto the children of your people, and speak unto them and tell them, Thus says the Lord God, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. Then the Spirit took me up, and I heard behind me a voice of a great rushing, saying, Blessed be the glory of the Lord in this place.
Right? So this, God talked to him. He told him, okay, listen, I got some word for you. You tell it to him. I'm going to make your face hard against it, and your forehead hard against it. Because that's what it takes. These people going to be fighting against you and talking about you and trying to destroy you. That's what it takes. You got to be able to be steadfast and be like, man, that stuff don't even faze me. You say what you want to say. I ain't going to stop doing what I got to do. He said, go ahead and receive this word into your ear and into your heart. Right? And when you tell it to him, you just say, Thus says the Lord. Don't even worry about it. Right? So grab Ezekiel 4. Let's see how you progress after this. This is Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 1. This is Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 1. Let's see what the book say. These are prophets, man. These people can't take this stuff away from us.
Thou also, son of man, take thee a tile and lay it before you, and portray upon the city, even Jerusalem. And lay siege against it, and build a fort against it, and cast a mount against it. Set the camp also against it, and set battering rams against it round about.
Right? So now he had to try to depict the city being taken over. Right? Keep going. Watch this.
Moreover, take thou unto thee an iron pan, and set it for a wall of iron between you and the city. And set your face against it, and it shall be besieged, and you shall lay siege against it. This shall be a sign of the house of Israel. Lie thou also upon thy left side, and lay the iniquity of the house of Israel upon it. According to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon it, thou shalt bear their iniquity. For I have laid upon thee the years of their iniquity according to the number of the days, 390 days. So shall you bear the iniquity of the house of Israel. And when you have accomplished them, lie again on thy right side, and thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Judah 40 days. I have appointed thee each day for a year. Therefore you shall set your face toward the siege of Jerusalem, and your arms shall be uncovered, and you shall prophesy against it. And behold, I will lay bands upon thee, and thou shalt not turn thee from one side to another till thou hast ended the days of thy siege. Take thou also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof according to the number of the days that you shall lie upon your side. 390 days shall you eat thereof.
This man had to lay on this side 390 days, then lay on the other side for 40 days, right? Because that represented the years of sin that the Most High God is reckoning towards us, right? And he said, eat bread, you know what I'm saying? He had to take the worst pieces of, you know what I'm saying, first pieces of grain together, put it together, try to make bread out of it. Watch what he tells him next. Watch this.
And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be thy weight, 20 shekels a day. From time to time shall you eat it.
Right? So what he's describing is exactly what Israel went through. Right? First, Israel, the northern kingdom, got taken away. That was at the 390 days, right? Bearing what they sin for 390 days, and they get taken away, right? Then you got the 40 days, you know what I'm saying, which represent the 40 years. You know what I'm saying? That represents, because remember, some of our kings was good, and some were bad, right? So Most High was like, okay, we're gonna account to this 40 years, you right? So 40 years, then he said, all right, well, 40 years then, after that, you get taken away. So he had to eat bread on each side. But watch this.
And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be weight 20 shekels a day. From time to time you shall eat it. You shall drink also water by measure, the sixth part of a hin. From time to time shall you drink. And you shall eat it as barley cakes, and shall bake it with dung that comes out of man.
Bake it with what?
Dung that comes out of man in their sight.
You got to bake it with human poop. So that means human poop, you got to use that as like the coals. You know what I'm saying? You got to light that on fire and keep it going. Right? And they use that as the fuel to the fire. Now watch this.
And the Lord said Even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles where I will drive them.
So cooking it with dung made it defiled. And watch what Ezekiel said.
Then said I, Ah, Lord God, behold, my soul has not been polluted. For from my youth up even till now I have not eaten that which dies of itself, or is torn in pieces, neither came there abominable flesh into my mouth.
And why would Ezekiel take this serious to that degree?
He a priest. Like,
That's a priest.
That ain't even our law to eat nothing defiled like that.
Right? That's a priest he talking
That
to.
goes to show you how God feel about the food that we eat in these Gentile lands.
All right, Most High God looked at him and said, hey, why don't you go ahead and light some dung on fire? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do it. Most High God said, Ezekiel said, hold on, you gotta grant me a small exception. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never defiled myself. Right? You see what he named? He's like, man, I ain't never even made something that died of itself. It's something, if we just walk and we just see a dead deer, we ain't supposed to pick that thing up and take it home. That thing unclean. Book says that's unclean. We can't touch that. That's crazy.
Nothing that's torn by a beast either.
Yeah, we see it, you know what I'm saying? Bear, you know what I'm saying? Rip up, do it in front of our eyes, rip up a darn deer, and then run away. We can't pick up that deer like, oh, that's a fresh kill. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing else happened to it. But we can't do that. Bear tore it up. It died of itself or it died by... No, we can't do that, right? Our book say, now we can kill it. You know what I'm saying? I can shoot it through with an arrow. You know what I'm saying? I can catch it with a rope. You know what I'm saying? String it up with a knife. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. I can do it. But... You know what I'm saying? That thing, we can't eat nothing that died of itself. That's book. So that's what he named. He was like, no. I ain't never done nothing unclean like that.
Nothing unclean either.
All right, watch this.
Then he said unto me, Lo, I have given thee cow's dung for man's dung, and you shall prepare your bread therewith.
Right? Cow dung, that boy got to eat it with. Right? So we see that the Most High God is setting them up to prophesy. This is before these things happen. Right? He's setting them up to prophesy. Now watch this. This is chapter 5.
Right. So... at this time, God's telling Ezekiel what's going to happen to the city. So we read last week how Zedekiah got his eyes gouged out and taken to Babylon as a prisoner. Jerusalem didn't fall. I like when you're going there. Grab Jeremiah chapter 52, verse 1. Yeah, so Jerusalem hasn't fallen yet. He's just letting Ezekiel know that the people that didn't get taken, when you got taken, the rest of them about to come join you up here.
It's Jeremiah chapter 52, verse 1. Watch this. Jeremiah chapter 52, verse 1.
Zedekiah was 21 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Hamutal, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah. And he did that which was evil in the eyes of the Lord, according to all that Jehoiakim had done. For through the anger of the Lord it came to pass in Jerusalem and in Judah, till he had cast them out from his presence, that Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon. And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, and the 10th day of the month,
watch it,
that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came, he and all his army, against Jerusalem, and pitched against it and built forts against it round about.
Right? So that's exactly what Ezekiel had to lay on his side for. He said, lay on your side and do what?
Portray the city being besieged.
He said, build a siege around it. Right? So we already read it. Keep going. Watch this.
So the city was besieged unto the 11th year of King Zedekiah. And in the 4th month, in the 9th day of the month, the famine was sore in the city, so that there was no bread for the people of the land. Then the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled, and went forth out of the city by night by the way of the gate between the two walls, which was by the king's garden. Now some people escaped. Right? That's what it's saying. It was broken up, so some people fled out of the gates. Remember that. Some people escaped. Watch this. Now the Chaldeans were by the city round about, and they went by the way of the plain. But the army of the Chaldeans pursued after the king and overtook Zedekiah in the plains of Jericho. And all his army was scattered from him. All the army was what? Scattered from him. Remember that word. They were scattered. Watch this. Then they took the king and carried him up unto the king of Babylon. We remember this, right? Unto the king of Babylon, to Riblah, in the land of Hamath, where he gave judgment upon him. Right? Remember we read in Chronicles where it said that they gave judgment? Who remember what happened? That was his boy Isaac. Killed his sons in front of him.
Killed his sons in front of him. Took it darn high, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Let's read about it.
Then they took the king and carried him up to the king of Babylon to Riblah in the land of Hamath.
All right, this is coming from Jeremiah before we read it from Chronicles. Watch this.
Where he gave judgment upon him.
Mm-hmm.
And the king of Babylon slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes, and he slew also the princes of Judah in Riblah.
Mm-hmm.
Then he put out the eyes of Zedekiah, and the king of Babylon bound him in chains and carried him to Babylon and put him in prison till the day of his death.
Mm-hmm.
Now in the 5th month, in the 10th day of the month, which was the 19th year of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came Nebuzaradan, captain of the guard, which served the king of Babylon unto Jerusalem.
You good. We ain't got to keep going. Let's go to Ezekiel. Where are we at? Ezekiel chapter 5. Give me verse 1. This is what I wanted to get to. Remember it said that the people got scattered. So people escaped, and then his army scattered. They overtook Zedekiah, but his army scattered. They left.
So God prophesied, I think it was in Jeremiah or Isaiah, but he said, Zedekiah is going to Babylon, but he will not see it.
Yeah, we read that 2 weeks ago.
That tripped me out when I first like, I was like, whoa, he said he wasn't going to see that thing.
Yeah, he said his eyes on him won't behold him.
Yeah, that boy had the thing snatched out. And thou, son of man, take thee a sharp knife, and take thee a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon your head and upon your beard.
Right? So 2 things is important enough for us to understand. It's 2 things that based off of some Hebrews belief, you know what I'm saying, that they believe is sin. They believe that it's a sin for you to eat unclean food, and they believe it's a sin for you to shave your beard, right? So these are 2 things that we just saw the Most High God tell somebody to do. Mm-hmm. And we know the Most High God cannot do what?
Can't tempt with evil.
Cannot tempt you with evil, right? We seen the Most High God in action when he wants something evil to happen. He be like, listen, who gonna, you know what I mean? Who gonna go, you know what I'm saying? Who gonna make Ahaz, you know what I'm saying, believe that, you know what I'm saying, he can take Gilgal? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna cause him to believe he gonna take Gilgal? I do it. No, I do it. No, I do it. Then a lion spirit came. Right? Most High God said, go ahead and do what you do. Right? We seen the Most High God now. Have you considered my servant Job? I mean, most upright of all the nation. What you talking about? No, you can't mess with Job. Satan looking like, Job? Oh, man. Does he not have cause? You know what I'm saying? Man, curse you to his face, you take his stuff away. I mean, but you just reach out and touch his body. Boy, curse you to his darn face. Even if wife looked at him, man, why don't you just curse God and die? Most like, that don't make no darn sense, woman. I understand what you think you saying, but what you saying don't make no darn sense. In your mind, in her mind, she like, just put yourself out of the minute. You might as well just curse God, just get it over with. That way, you know, you putting yourself out of your misery, right? He looking like, I know you think what you said made some sense. Let me tell you something. That don't make no darn sense, right? Because Most High God ain't gonna tempt you. He gonna let the devil do it. So that make us reconsider. We gotta understand. One of those things is a lie there. Either God can tempt people with evil, or these things may not be sins, right? Oh, I know the law clearly says, right? And it does. Clearly says, these things you shall not eat, and you will be unclean. All right? Clearly says it. We'll deal with all that on a different day. But just keep in mind, law clearly said, but the man right here telling you very clearly, do it. Right? Even if he didn't mean for you to do it, he said do it. If it's a sin to do it, he can't tell you to do it. Right? He tempted Abraham with a sacrifice of his son. Right? That can't be a sin because guess what? Who sacrificed their son?
The Most High God.
Right? All right, let's see. This is Ezekiel chapter 5. We're probably on verse 2.
Yeah. Thou shalt burn with fire a third part in the midst of the city.
All right, so shave your head, shave your beard, right? You take the hair, you collect it. right? You're going to split it into 3. Right? So I shave everything. It's long hair. You know what I'm saying? We Hebrew. We got long hair. So we shave hair, shave beard. Okay. Boom. I got my 3 bundles of hair. Right? I'm going to take a third part. Take 1 of the 3. And I'm going to do what now?
You shall burn with fire the third part in the midst of the city when the days of the siege are fulfilled.
He said, I want you to go into the city, light that thing on fire. Okay, I got that. So 1/3 of the hair gets lit on fire. What's next?
And thou shalt take a third part and smite about it with a knife.
Oh, then you take a third part. Take your knife. He said start chopping it. Just chopping the hair up. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, you know what I'm saying, got some locks. You know what I'm saying? Just chopping up the hair. Okay. So you got a third, get lit up in fire. Then you got another third that get swiped. You know what I'm saying? You swipe at it with the knife. What's next?
And the third part you shall scatter in the wind.
But the third part, the third, that last third, that boy said, just scatter it in the wind. But watch this little piece that a lot of people miss.
And I will draw out a sword after them.
After I scatter it, that sword's still coming after their butt. Right? First one, light it on flame. Second one, chop about it. He chops it up, right? He take his knife and he chop it up. Third one, scatter it. He don't chop it. He said the Most High God will come after them with the sword. Okay, that's different. Watch the next piece a lot of people miss.
Thou shalt also take thereof a few in number and bind them in thy skirts.
He said, now it was 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. You put all those together, that's all of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
He says somehow though, you take a few of them. So that means this is the order that we looked at it. Light these on fire, that's all of them, right? Then you get the next batch, you swipe butter, that's all of them, right? Then you get the next batch and you scatter it. And then the Most High God gonna come after him with a sword. But then the next thing he says is, but take a few of them, right? And bind them where?
In your skirts.
Put that thing right here in your belt. Put it on your skirt. So that means them things got scattered, but you know what? Already scattered them, Lord. What you mean get a few? I mean, you got to snatch them things back. Right? This is a prophecy. This is telling you what's happening. All right, let's talk about it. Let's see. Keep going.
Then take them again and cast them into the midst of the fire.
When you take these that you snatch back, you going to do what now?
Cast them in the midst of the fire.
Uh-huh.
And burn them in the fire, for thereof shall a fire come forth into all the house of Israel.
Nobody gets by. This is book, like this is the theme of the book. Nobody gets by. Thought you had something. Snatch these boy back. You said another. Oh no. Light them on fire when it's all over. I don't know what this is talking about. Let's jump on down to verse 12. Let's see. Remember that word scatter, right?
A third part of thee shall die with the pestilence, and with famine shall they be consumed in the midst of thee. And the third part shall fall by the sword round about thee. And I will scatter a third part into all the winds, and I will draw out a sword after them.
Right? So that's the problem. He's saying, listen, a third part, they gonna die in this war. Another third part gonna think they got away, and they butt gonna have a sword on them. They gonna get their butt chopped up. But then another third part gonna get scattered in the what? That mean them boys gotta go far away. So now, a lot of people think that prophecy got fulfilled at that moment, right? When his soldiers scattered. No. They didn't scatter and win. You know what I'm saying? Them the boys that the sword is coming after. They gonna get chopped about. Right? Let me show you where the boys got really scattered. This is Luke chapter 21. Let me get Luke chapter 21, give me verse 20. It's Luke chapter 21, verse 20. We ain't got to get it because I don't remember where it is. But remember when Yahweh was there, he said, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Oh, how many times I wish that I could just gather you together like a hen gathers her, what do you say? Like a hen gathers her chicks.
But you were unwilling.
He said, but you didn't want it. A lot of people didn't know what he was talking about when he was saying that. Boy, talking about, man, this thing about to be over. You don't realize it. Like, at the moment, it's your chance. And man, I just wanted to just kind of bring us all back together. But your butt's still rebelling. He had to tell him that because guess what? Word about to be fulfilled. Let's see. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 20. Mark the book say.
And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then
Wait a
know
minute,
that
like
desolation is near.
a siege? How long is it? I mean, from Ezekiel time to now, to this. How long is that?
That's about like 400 years.
Probably about 430, 450 years.
Yeah.
Right? That's a long time.
Maybe a little bit more, give or take.
Yeah, somewhere in there. That's a long time. Actually, a lot more. A lot more. You know what I'm saying? Probably it might.
6.
Yeah, probably about 600-800 years. Yeah, now that you think about it. Right?
400 was from like when we got back, right?
That was 400 from the last book.
Yeah, so from like Zerubbabel's day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So we look at it at like 600-800 years. Okay. All this time passed, and Yahushua was like, "Oh, this thing just now about to be filled. Y'all don't even realize it." This is Luke chapter 21, verse 20. Watch what it said. He said, "When Jerusalem is encompassed about."
When you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation is near.
Okay.
Then let them which are in Judah flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance.
These be the days of what?
Vengeance.
These be the days of what?
Vengeance.
Who takes vengeance?
Vengeance is mine, says the Lord.
These be the days of vengeance. That all things what?
That all things which are written may be fulfilled.
What you talking about? Who gonna teach the people? We are dealing with something that was prophesied. I mean, we can go back further. We can go back to Leviticus chapter 26. We can go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28. These are things that were prophesied at the very beginning of the book. Ezekiel only telling you something. Ezekiel only trying to make it a little more clear. Like, listen, this is how that thing gonna play out. We've been waiting on this prophecy since the beginning of the book, right? Ezekiel say, okay, you know what I'm saying, chop up some hair, just had another scattering. We thought, oh, okay, it's scattered, okay. Woo, it's over, right? Because our temple got destroyed. So we think, okay, that's it. That was the desolation. Yahushua come along like, we've rebuilt our temple. We think we're doing something. Yahushua come back. Oh, no, when you see him encompass about, that's the desolation. Another place he said, oh, you remember when Daniel told you the desolation? Yeah, this is it. We like, man, I thought that already happened. We still got to deal with that. I thought that already happened. Right? Man said, no, this is where the word gets fulfilled. Right? What I was telling y'all about, this is where it gets fulfilled. This is the vengeance. Watch this.
But woe to them that are with child and to them that give suck in those days.
Oh, goodness gracious.
For there shall be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people.
Oh, yes.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations.
Our ancestors fell by the sword. Right? So we already had the burning, right? In that war. You got to let them on fire. We already burned. Remember, they said they set everything on fire. Remember we read that a couple weeks ago? You know what I'm saying? Babylon said everything on fire. Anything that looked good. The only thing they ain't mess with the poor people stuff. Right? Set everything on fire. So guess who was those little bunches that stayed behind? Remember the hair that you got to grab?
The poor of the land.
The poor of the land. Guess what? Poor of the land ends up right where Yahushua is too. Because they stayed. You ever heard of Maccabees?
Mm-hmm.
The book of Maccabees, first, second Maccabees.
Yeah, I haven't read it, but I heard of it though.
Right? Guess what that is about? The people who stayed.
Oh.
That's about the people who didn't go to Babylon. Remember what the Most High God said about the people who didn't go to Babylon? I will punish you.
Yes.
Right? A lot of people, they look at Maccabees like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? It's inspired by God. I don't see how it could be. It's history. Look, I'm down with history. I can't take no instruction from it though. That don't make no sense. I can look at it as a recorded document.
Right.
I'm not taking no teaching from it though. That don't make no sense. I mean, you can teach me history. You can't teach me about God from that book.
No, this is just all for filler.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can tell me like events that happen. That's no different from darn
The History Channel.
Yeah, darn History Channel trying to tell me something.
Lying. History Channel be lying.
Maccabee might be lying too. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But we can say, okay, this is an account of history. I'll take it for that. Right? I ain't gonna take it as no inspired word. I can't do it because the book clearly tells me the people who stayed was gonna be what? That's it. That wasn't his commandment. His commandment wasn't for you to stay. And you remember he told you, go ahead and take a few back. You gotta feel like, oh, okay, whoo. Get scattered out to the wind and you get snatched back. You gotta feel like, oh, okay, whoo, we made it. Ain't that how the Maccabees felt? If you read it, ain't how they felt. They feeling like, all right, we retained it. They were proud of themselves too.
Greece came after Persia.
Yep.
And that's when, around the Persian time, we was able to come back.
But the story of the Maccabees was that they never really left. They never went to Babylon, at least.
Okay.
Right? That's the story that they try to, you know what I'm saying, that they portrayed. They never really, you know what I'm saying, they never really succumbed to Babylon. Well, that's a problem. Right? That's a problem. You stayed. All right, let's keep going. Watch this.
But woe unto them that are with child and give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
They shall fall by the edge of the sword. So that's that second third.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
And that's the scattered into all nations.
Into all nations.
Into the winds. Right? That's where the prophecy is fulfilled. When they destroyed our temple, they besieged our land, not Babylon, but the Romans. Right?
They ain't been back since.
The Romans destroyed the land. They scattered us really everywhere because that led to our slavery and that led to us being here. Right? That's the fulfillment of that prophecy. Right? A lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people don't get it. A lot of people miss it because who's going to teach them the word? But that changes things. Right? When you look at it from that perspective, you change, you looking like, oh, that's why we here. Right? And the most important piece of it is what he say next.
And there shall be signs in the sun.
I know, we missed something.
Oh, wait, sorry. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Ain't no mistake. Right? How long gonna be trodden down?
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Right now, you got Hebrews in Jerusalem, or what they call Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? They might be right, who knows? Right? But you got Hebrews over there right now talking about, no, brothers, you supposed to come back, this, that, and other. I'm like, that don't make no sense to me. Books say they going to be trodden down to the times of the Gentiles is over. It's their time. It's their time. Most High God gave it to them. Yeah. We like to look at, so, because now we, you know what I'm saying, black people, and not just Hebrew, just black people, period, kind of the bottom of the world. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you are, just black people, period. But you have to understand, black people, not just Hebrew, but black people, period, for the entire history, the majority of the history of the world, been running the show.
Yeah, from like when the world was, all the way up until Greece was the first thing.
Pull out the history books.
And then even after Greece and Rome, Africa still was doing it because they controlled Europe. And so really, the white folks ain't really get into
they
like
haven't really
14,
had this 15, crazy dominance 16 until Rome. You know what I'm saying? Rome gave them the real dominance, right? Africa still was intact and all that, still had their thing, but Rome had the power, right? Rome could have, went up again. They could have did. They could have gave some people trouble, right?
That was like, well, Moses was what, like 2000 BC?
4,000? Somewhere around there. Probably 2000.
And even before him, you know what I'm saying, blacks ruled the world.
It was blacks for a good 4,000 years.
Yeah, we'll attribute like 4,000 years up until the Messiah, blacks ruled the world. And then so Rome had it since what? Like 33 AD?
Nah, they had it before that. You know what I'm saying? Rome started, you know what I'm saying? Rome started doing their thing somewhere probably, you know what I'm saying? Probably like 200 BC, somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying?
So that's only what, 2,000 years?
They got a little over 2,000 years, you know what I'm saying? Rome, or this, you know what I'm saying, with this extension of Rome, you know what I'm saying? Got about a little over 2,000
Yeah, but
years.
Rome and Greece was it though. After that, it was really like it kind of like went back to Africa, and then
Nah. You know what I'm saying? Africa, you know what I'm saying? Like the Moors got some pieces, but they wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't like
no more empires.
Yeah, they like even the pieces that they got, they were under Rome's system. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they were still in Rome. They were running running Roman countries. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a African empire came in with like we taking over all this. It just happened to be. It's like it's the same as Obama getting elected here. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're looking at history book and you know that black man now. If Obama tried to do something crazy like kill all these white folks, then they'll try to blurt him out of history. You know what I'm saying? Be like, oh no, we ain't do it. That never happened. You know what I'm saying? It went right from Bush to Trump. You know what I'm saying? That's how they kind of look at it. You know what I'm saying? But because Obama, you know what I'm saying, he played by the rules. You know what I'm talking about? They have him up there. Right? So that's kind of stuff that they have him, but Romans kind of had it from there. But that's a short span. That's a third of history. Right? So they look at it like, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of look at it like, oh, we just always at the bottom. Most of our guys look at it, oh, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all boy been running the show the whole time. It's their time.
Yeah, matter of fact, like all like literature, alphabet, language, intellect.
That's your boy.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? That's all us. So we look at it and we like, this the Gentile time. Let them boy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because
let them do something.
They even admit that they got like most of their language and alphabet.
Yeah.
And, like,
it's a fact. Yeah. That's what I mean. When you know the book though, it makes sense. When you just, you know what I'm saying? When you just pull it out of nowhere, it don't make no sense.
Them boys were like barbarians back
then. It's like,
like cavemen. That's what I get.
Crazy Africans. You know what I'm saying? We kind of look at it. These crazy Africans taught y'all, because that's how they make it paint. Africa just, you know what I'm saying? These crazy Africans taught y'all math and draw. Ooh, no, not the Africans. The Egyptians did that. Oh, please, you can get that stuff out of here. Because Egyptians ain't Africans. That's how they try to paint it. Egyptians the only civilized Africans. That's how they try to paint it. A lot of them Africans aren't civilized.
Ethiopians had their empire. Egyptians had
their empire. They run the show, Ethiopians.
Had their empire.
If Ethiopians kind of branched out more and they wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, we gonna stick to ourselves, they'd have been running some stuff too.
Yeah, like, what's that, the Queen of Sheba, where she was from and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right, but that's how you depict it. It don't make sense unless you know the book. The book will tell you. Yeah. Right, the book will tell you, oh, no, this is the empire, these people ran it, or you don't want to mess with them. Right? The book will kind of make it clear for you. Right? You leave it up to these people. They just mean the people with the stretched out darn necks and the big old darn earlobes. You know what I'm saying? These the ones that was teaching us darn science? No. Right? But that's how it go. It's the Gentiles' time. Let them have their most of God looking like let them have their darn time. I'll let y'all run the court for 4,000 years. These people can't get a good tool? Oh, that's crazy. Right, so we kind of short-sighted with it because we don't know the history. The only thing we know is, man, we slaves. You know what I'm saying? For 400 years, we've been sitting here under this oppression. These white people just been, you know what I'm saying? Why these white folk, you know what I'm saying? Because they got rid of the rest of the history. Naturally. Just like the Egyptians got rid of us. You know what I'm saying? Every Egyptian, you go look on any Egyptian wall, they ain't going to tell you about a Hebrew running the show. That's crazy. Why would I do that? These white folks ain't going to tell you that they had Moors running their show. No, get that stuff out of there. You know what I'm saying? They even have it on their walls and they try to tell you it's something different. Just because they, you know what I'm saying, they respect art. So they ain't gonna get it off of their wall. These black, you know, these black kings that's hanging on their walls and all that. They don't get it. They just gonna, you know, keep moving right over here.
They got pictures of like the very first depiction of Jesus, like
oh yeah, they got all types of
in
stuff.
Russia. They said in like caves in Russia and stuff like that. They got like black Yahushua like on their walls and stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They got all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Italy, all types of stuff. They got, you know what I'm saying, pictures of what they call David and, you know what I'm saying, they black and all that stuff. We show some of the pictures, right? All types of this stuff, man. People make a darn mess out of us. Make a darn mess out of us. Right? What else we got here?
Yeah, I seen, if you Google Hebrew, like a couple months ago, it was like a picture of like black people, like ancient black people in pictures. You do that thing now, they got rid of that though.
Of course they get rid of all the type of
And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth.
That's gonna happen for sure.
With perplexity.
We good there though. Go to Ezekiel chapter 24. Let's get back to Ezekiel. Here's Ezekiel chapter 24. Give me verse 15. It's important that we know history. And not just history. I'm talking about our history. When you start putting that thing together, we can understand how it's just important to know the character of the Most High God. Right? When you understand how long these people, like the Most High God tell us something 2,000 years ago, and that thing happened 2,000 years later, when you understand that, it changes things. It's like, oh, this is par for the course. Right? This is nothing.
You think about the end game.
Yeah, this is nothing. Sure, I prayed to God and I prayed to God. How many people you think was praying to God when we was in Egypt? How many people you think was praying to God this whole time that our kings were getting set up and taken down and all this stuff? How many people were praying to God when Babylon took us? But my grandmother... All right, I'm going to tell you about your grandmother. Watch this. This is Ezekiel chapter 24. Give me verse 15.
Also, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, behold, I take away from you the desire of your eyes.
Let me tell you about your grandmother. He told Ezekiel, I take away from you the desire of your eyes. Watch this.
With a stroke.
With a stroke.
Yet neither shall you mourn nor weep, neither shall your tears run down.
He said, when the desire of your eyes go with a stroke, don't mourn, don't weep, don't even let a tear darn come down. Y'all dealing with somebody different. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know who y'all dealing with. Come on, keep going.
Forbear to cry. Make no mourning.
He said, you hold back your crying. Control it. You know how they tell, you know what I'm saying, we get talking to our son and be like, man, you better hold that stuff in. They be like, let them boys express. Most High God told Ezekiel, you hold it in. Control it. Let's see what else.
Bind the tire of your head upon thee.
Right? Wrap your darn head up.
And put on thy shoes upon thy feet, and cover not thy lips. And eat not the bread of men.
Don't cover your darn lips. Put your shoes on your darn feet. And don't eat no darn bread of no people. Right? Watch this.
So I spoke unto the people in the morning, and at the evening my wife died.
He said, I was talking to the people like I normally do. Teach them. He a priest. And he a prophet. He talking to the people in the morning. That night, that man get home. And what happened?
My wife died.
That's the desire of his eyes. That's what he told him. He said, I'm going to take the desire. You think Ezekiel knew what he was talking about when he said that? Ezekiel talking about Zen, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't cry. Desire of my eye. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap up my head, put my shoes on, and go out here another day at work. That's his work, you know what I'm saying? Another day at work. So, look, let me tell y'all, the Most High God wants y'all to do this, that, and the other. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all later. All right, praise y'all. I'll see y'all later. Going home, book say wife died. Now, you got to understand, man heard all this stuff. Don't cry. He like, man, why would I cry? Okay, no, okay, I understand. Don't cry. Don't cover your darn lip. No, let me pull my darn stuff down. Okay, we good, right? You get home, wife died. Oh, this what you was talking about. That's different. Watch the man of God. I appreciate the man of God.
And at evening my wife died, and I did in the morning as I was commanded. And the people said unto me, will you not tell us what these things are? What these things are to us, that you do so?
Mm-hmm.
Then I answered them, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, speak unto the house of Israel, thus says the Lord God. Behold, I will profane my sanctuary, the excellency of your strength and the desire of your eyes.
He said, the sanctuary, our temple, was just like his wife. Right? That's what it's going to be. He said, I'm going to profane it, though. I'm going to get rid of that thing. Watch this.
And that which your soul pities, and your sons and your daughters whom you have left shall fall by the sword. And ye shall do as I have done. You shall not cover your lips, nor eat the bread of men. And your tires shall be upon your heads, and your shoes upon your feet. And you shall not mourn nor weep, but you shall pine away for your iniquities, and mourn one towards another. Thus Ezekiel is unto you a sign. According to all that he has done shall you do. And when this comes, you shall know that I am the Lord. Also, you, son of man, shall it not be in the day when I take from them their strength and the joy of their glory and the desire of their eyes, and that whereupon they set their minds, their sons and their daughters, that he that escapes in that day shall come unto you and cause you to hear it with your ears. In that day shall your mouth be open to him which is escaped, and you shall speak, and be no more dumb, and you shall not be a sign unto them, and they shall know that I am the Lord.
So from that moment, Ezekiel couldn't speak no more. All right. So after that, he shut Ezekiel up. And we're going to talk about it at the end of the war because somebody came and told him that he could speak again.
Everybody's dead.
All right. So we'll get into that. We'll probably get into it next week, I think. All right. Let's grab Ezekiel 12 now.
Yeah, he came to us like, man, it's all gone. They all dead.
Most like God, in other words, is saying, I'm going to take the temple from you, and all y'all going to shut up about it. You ain't even going to have a chance to cry. These boys going to be coming at you so darn fast. You ain't even going to have a chance to mourn, and you're going to have so much going on.
We're going to be running, trying to get away from them.
You know what I'm talking about? You ain't going to have time to do nothing. Your shoes going to be, that's why he told him, put your shoes on your feet, tie your turban. He said, your shoes going to be on your feet, your darn head going to be darn wrapped, because you going to be out of there trying to get away. You ain't going to have time to cry. Keep going.
Chapter 12, what verse?
Verse 1, sorry about that. Yeah. This is Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 1. What does the book say?
The word of the Lord also came unto me, saying, Son of man, you dwell in the midst of a rebellious house, which have eyes to see and see not. They have ears to hear and hear not, for they are a rebellious house. Therefore, thou, son of man, prepare thee stuff for removing, and remove by day in their sight, and thou shalt remove from thy place to another place in their sight. And it may be they will consider, though they be a rebellious house. Then shall you bring forth your stuff by day in their sight, and as stuff for removing, and you shall go forth even in their sight, as they that go forth into captivity.
Remember, he can't talk, so he's bringing the stuff back and forth, right? He said, bring it back and forth. The whole time, the Most High God is trying to demonstrate to them, these are signs that this is what's gonna happen to y'all. All right, keep going. Watch this.
Dig thou through the wall in their sight, and carry out thereby. In their sight you shall thou bear it upon thy shoulders, and carry it forth in the twilight. Thou shalt cover thy face, that you see not the ground. For I have set thee for a sign unto the house of Israel. And I did so as I was commanded. I brought forth my stuff by day, as stuff for captivity, and in the even I digged through the wall with my hand. I brought it forth in the twilight, and I bare it upon my shoulder in their sight. And in the morning came the word of the Lord unto me, saying, Son of man, has not the house of Israel, the rebellious house, said unto you, what are you doing? Say unto them, thus says the Lord, this burden concerning the prince in Jerusalem, and all the house of Israel that are among them. Say, I am your sign, like as I have done, so shall it be done unto them, that they shall remove and go into captivity. And the prince that is among them shall bear upon his shoulder in the twilight, and shall go forth. They shall dig through the wall to carry out thereby. He shall cover his face, that he see not the ground with his eyes.
Right. So you remember when Zedekiah escaped, and that book say he escaped through the wall. That's what he's talking about, right? Keep going.
My net also will I spread upon him, and he shall be taken in my snare, and I will bring him to Babylon, to the land of the Chaldees. Yet shall he not see it.
He said, yet said what?
He not see it, though he shall die there.
Right? So the man gonna make it there, but guess what? He ain't gonna see it.
Yeah, Ezekiel said it. I thought Jeremiah said it.
All right, they both said it. And said, Jeremiah said he wasn't gonna behold it. Right? So Ezekiel tell him, he is like, oh, he gonna go. He gonna think he escaped. Remember, we just read that at the very beginning. Right? His people, they saw a crack in the wall. Right? And then they ran through it. Remember, Ezekiel's telling us this before it happened. They're going to have to dig through the wall. Right? And they're going to think he go. But the Most High God said, but my net going to overtake him. Ain't that what he said? He said, my darn net going to overtake him. The man going to make it to Babylon. He ain't going to see it. Let's see. Keep going.
And I will scatter toward every wind all that are about him to help him, and all his bands, and I will draw out the sword after them. And they shall know that I am the Lord when I shall scatter them among the nations and disperse them in the countries.
They thought that was happening right there. That didn't happen until Yahushua came. Right? It's important that we look at these prophecies. These things is layered, and this thing is all over the place. right? We'd be reading something. It's like, oh, this part happened then. This part don't happen for 2,000 nothing more years, right? And it's all in one sentence, right? That's why you gotta look at it, man. You look at that book, man. You don't know what you darn looking at. Don't be trying to darn predict none of this stuff. That's why I don't get into that predicting stuff. I don't get into that. Oh, well, this is a fulfillment of prophecy. The only thing I look at be like, oh, look at God. That's all I'm gonna say. You ain't gonna get no more out of me. Look at God. This could be this. This could be that. At the end of the day, though, look at God. There's some people trying to say, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? This gonna be the year. I ain't gonna tell you this gonna be the year. I'm gonna tell you by my calculations. It say that 400 years. I don't know when the Most High God start calculating. Right? I don't know. I can tell you whenever he start calculating, and now it's gonna be 400 years. That was the man said. I can tell you that for sure. But I wasn't around. All I can rely on is their history books. You know what I'm saying? And I just gotta hope they accurate. I don't know who lying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it go. Right? Might be this year. Might be next year. Might be 50 years from now. Who know? All I know is whenever that clock did start, it's gonna be 400 of them for sure. You know what I'm talking about? And the only thing I can say is, well, let's see what God do. Right? When he do it though, the whole point of he didn't give us prophecy for us to predict. He's not telling Ezekiel this so that Ezekiel be like, oh, look, I know what's about to happen. Quite the contrary. He telling Ezekiel this so that he has proof. I told y'all this was going to happen before it happened. And so that we can look back and we can do what?
Now you shall know that I am the Lord.
That's the only thing it's about. It's not about none of this other stuff. That's our pride. When we sit here and try to, oh, well, no, this is what's going to happen first and this going to happen. It's that because it's fun at night and I get it. Right? But at the end of the day, the only thing that this is about is knowing that he God. That's proof. It's evidence for us. When it happened, it don't matter if I knew it was going to happen or not. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be like, that's exactly how he said it was going to happen. Most like God like catching us off guard. You think he telling us this so it'll be flat out for us? Giving us all these riddles? Spreading it out for thousands of years? He like catching us off guard. Because then we can look at it and be like, oh, he was serious. Yeah. Oh, that really is God.
Now everybody like, where's the son of his coming?
That's what they talking about, man. Ain't nobody. These people ain't nobody coming. What you talking about? These people been talking about Jesus for years. People dead and gone, this, that, and that. That's how they talk, right? Then when the man show up, we like, oh, he was real. You remember when you had Yahushua hanging, Yahushua died. They talking mess to him the whole time. Yahushua died. That earthquake happened, right? And then that darn centurion, he looked at him, he said, truly, that was the Son of God. That's what it's about. Most High God trying to catch us off guard. Don't let your butt be too off guard, though. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Don't be too off guard. For us, it can be an advantage. We know the book. We see it happen. A lot of people won't even recognize it. Won't even recognize it. They're going to see countries, all types of stuff taking over, positions changing, and the only thing they're going to look at is like, oh, well, look. You know what I'm saying? Look, Turkey is a new kingdom now. Turkey has a new empire. Ooh, that's great. All right, it ain't going to be nothing for them. We're going to be looking at it like, just like the Most High God said it was going to happen. Look at that horn that's boasting itself against God. Just like he said, oh, wait, he set up tabernacles over in Israel. Just like he said it was going to happen. We'll be able to look at it and be like, oh, okay. Brace yourself. That ain't the one to follow. Yeah, he talking some sweet stuff to the world. That's not him. Look somewhere else. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 33. This is Ezekiel chapter 33. Give me verse 30. It's Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 30. Mark the book say.
Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one of his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that comes forth from the Lord.
Right? These people going, they be like, man, listen, the Lord talking. Let's go hear the word of the Lord. Let's see if any of this sound familiar. But watch this.
And they come unto thee as the people comes, and they sit before thee as my people.
He said, when these people come to you, they act like they my people. Right? He said they come to you as the people come. And they sit before you like they my people. He said they act like they my people when they come. So first, they run their darn mouth against you. Then after that, they be like, hey, but let's still go hear the Lord from the man. Hear the word of the Lord from the man. Then they come and they sit before you as if they really my people. Right? Let's hear about it.
And they hear thy words, but they will not do them.
Right? They hear all the words, but guess what? They just keep doing whatever they want to do. What's next?
For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goes after their covetousness.
Right? They mouth, they like, oh, praise the Lord. You really preached some words today. That's the word there now, brother Ezekiel. Right? But with their heart, oh, it goes right to the covetousness. Goes right to the greed. Right? Let's see what else happened.
And lo, you are unto them as a very lovely song of one that has a pleasant voice.
He said, listen, Ezekiel, I love the way you speak. I mean, you were just like a very pleasant song to me. It's like listening to my darn iPod, listening to you. Right? That's why these people go to church. They go to these churches and what happens? As soon as they get there, what's going on?
What?
Music playing.
Sound good.
Sound great.
Feel good.
Wait a minute. For a lot of these churches, when the pastors start getting into, the real good part of the word, what start playing in the background? It's a reason for it. That's all I'm saying. These people making a fool out of it. It's a reason for it. They know. They're like, you know what? Ezekiel had a nice little crowd. I mean, maybe the people didn't do what he say, but he was like music to their ear. Why don't we play some darn music? Right? All right, let's see. Keep going.
And can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not.
They ain't gonna do nothing that you talking about. They run their mouth, and they hear you run your mouth, but they ain't gonna do anything that you say. Let's hear about it.
And when this comes to pass, and lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet has been among them.
At the end of it. Right? That's what we think about the end game. That's why I don't care if I get 2 views or 0 views. It don't matter. At the end of the day, if you stay consistent, I might be dead and gone. Right? I might be taken up out of here. And then that's when these videos will blow up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way that the Most High God works. It's a lot of these situations where that thing happened. The biggest part happened after. Moses died and then what?
They got to the land.
Yahushua died and then what?
He added the Holy Spirit and a whole lot of people within the Feast of Weeks.
Abraham died and then what?
And then his children got the blessing.
Name one. David wanted to build the temple, didn't he? Most High God told him what?
He's gonna be your son after you. You're bloody man. You go to your fathers and people.
Your butt gotta die first. Then he died and then what? Temple got built. Take your pick. We can't be looking for like instant gratification. Is this what I want to happen right now? People going to listen right now. This, that, another. That don't mean that people shouldn't listen or we don't try to get people to listen. But at the same time, we can't let nothing discourage us. We can't let it be in a position like, oh, these people they don't listen to us. And, you know what I'm saying? These people, we can't get into that. We know it ain't supposed to. This is par for course. This is what we expect. We know the book. We know how it go. This man had an audience and they wasn't listening to him. How frustrating you think that is? It ain't nothing for these Christian pastors. You know what I'm saying? They don't expect you to darn listen anyway. Matter of fact, it ain't nothing to listen to. They ain't teaching you darn nothing. Only thing they teach you is forgive your neighbor. God's grace. Ain't even the real grace. Ain't even the real forgiveness. They just teaching empty stuff. So it ain't nothing to listen to for them. So they can care less what you go out and sin and come back. Have money in their pocket. Oh, you feel guilty now, huh? A couple more dollars in there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe most I gotta look out for you. Just sow a seed. You know what I'm saying? Just sow a darn seed. I mean, you just put a little bit, gotta move on your finances. We teach people the truth. You ain't gotta give me a dime, you still gonna get it. right? You don't get the truth regardless. That's how I go. That's how the book is written. All right, we'll call it right there. Any questions? Let's pray out.